All right. Welcome to episode 14 of DAO Talk. This is your one-stop shop for everything DAOs. I'm Tommy.
And I'm Frisson.
All right, let's get into it this week. We're going to start with a little state of DAO Talk. You know, this project has been going on now this is the 14th episode. We've also put out, coincidentally, 14 DAO Talk interviews. So this is number 28. Number 29, I think the interview is dropping today. So if you're listening to this is technically the 29th episode of DAO Talk, but it's been around, 3 or 4 months since we've started. Frisson, what are your thoughts on DAO Talk? You know, what's going on in the space and how has this played a role in helping the DAO space move forward?
When FTX sponsorship, when Squarespace, when ZipRecruiter. Few understand we have 29 episodes. Like, let's go. You know, we need to have like a really annoying ad intro soon. It's been an amazing journey. Really fun to spend this time with you every week, Tommy. Really fun. It's a good forcing function to understand what happened in the DAO space so we can communicate it with our friends who are listening. And also the interviews are really fun too. Like I interviewed Amin Soleimani of many projects fame, SpankChain, Ribe, Molek DAO, etc. And I interviewed him this week, and you know, like it was just a good excuse. Like it might have been kind of weird if I just DM'd Amin Soleimani and was like, "Yo, you want to talk for a while?" He probably would have said yes, but the podcast was a good excuse to do it. So amazing learning vehicle for me and us, and hopefully for all of you who are listening as well.
Yeah, we've kind of like use this almost as an experiment for ourselves in terms of content creation and, you know, what is the best form of content for DAOs. And I think something a lot of people talk about when it comes to like podcasting creating is just consistency, especially on crypto Twitter. You know, like Jack Butcher is pretty prevalent in regards to like crypto Twitter. I think like everyone has some type of connection or has seen one of his posts. It's just like, keep posting, keep creating. If you believe in something, like it doesn't matter if one person listens or 0 people listen. Like at the worst case, you know, you're becoming a better podcaster, you're becoming a better writer, you're becoming a better creator, a DAO contributor, a DAO creator. So it's been really cool to see the connections we made. And, you know, DAO NYC came at like a really, really interesting time in regards to this DAO Talk journey. So I'm excited to see where this, you know, goes for the next 28, 30, 40, 50 episodes that we do. Because we're just getting started and we've talked a lot about, you know, quality improvement and guests and what we can do to integrate with like the community as a whole. And I've talked a lot about this week on my Twitter, like blurring the lines between collaboration and competition, right? I think that's something that needs to be, you know, pushed a little bit more in the space is, you know, we're competitors, you know, other DAO tooling companies or people building DAOs or protocols or traders. Like at the end of the day, like trading is PvP. But at the same time, like we're kind of all in together in a way, you know, like in our little crypto space, you know, it seems pretty big when you're in it. But if you look at it on the whole, you know, we're just all in this together, you know, trying to figure it out one day at a time. So Frisson, this was your idea. Let's talk about this jokeDAO integration with DAO Talk and Tally and how, if you are listening, you could possibly be one of the next DAO Talk interview guests.
Hell yeah. So far we've been interviewing a lot of, I don't know, DAO famous people on DAO Talk. But there's a lot of amazing DAO builders and contributors out there who aren't famous yet, who y'all should hear from. And that's one of my favorite things to do on Twitter is I just like look for new people to follow who have really great things to say, but are not followed by a lot of people yet. So we are kind of going to crowdsource an amazing under the radar person, or actually 3 amazing under the radar people, DAO builders, to interview on DAO Talk. And we use some dope DAO tooling to do it. So the way it works is first you have to join our guild. This is using the new like tokenless membership where they have like integration with Twitter. So all you have to do is follow the Tally Twitter account and put DAO Builder in your bio. And then you can join the guild and join a Telegram group where we're coordinating all of this. After that, I will airdrop you voting tokens, a voting token called DAO Talk. on Polygon that you will then use in the jokeDAO contest that we created to select these future guests. So there's already 17 people who have joined the guild. I airdropped them all 20,000 DAO Talk. They're probably all going to be able to retire. Just kidding. DAO Talk is just for voting. It's not really worth anything, but they all have enough DAO Talk now to submit in this contest, which is now live. You clearly need to connect your wallet that I sent you the DAO Talk in, Tommy, so you can submit to the contest, and then you can do that for the next week. Actually, you can do it for the next 2 weeks, but then voting starts next week. So more to come on this, but should be really fun, and we'll find some great people to interview for a DAO Talk.
Yeah, really smart integration there. First, we've talked about jokeDAO forever. If you don't understand it, just because we've been talking, and something I always say is, don't talk about it, go do it. This is a great way to do it and go use jokeDAO and combine it with your favorite podcast, us. So we already had one submission for someone who wants to be interviewed, and it is themselves. They submitted themselves. So it really is that simple. If you want to be interviewed on here and you think you have something to say, go submit, go take part of this contest, or submit someone else if you don't want to be talked about. And you could be sitting right here with us talking about, pudgy penguins and DAO governance and random shit posting within the DAO space. So really excited to see how this plays out. Also, if you've never used Guild, this is a really, really good intro into how to use Guild. It's very, very simple. It is as simple as you putting 2 words, in this case, DAO Builder, in your Twitter bio, joining the Guild, it automatically checking that you've put that in your Twitter bio, and then getting added to a Telegram group. It's really, really awesome. So excited to see how this plays out.
And it's really worth it anyway, because then you'll get to follow the Tally Twitter and see all the bangers that we're dropping on a weekly basis. So, you got that going.
Absolutely. All right, let's move away from some DAO Talk news, some of our own shop, and into our weekly DAO news. Let's start with Gnosis Safe, or just Safe, now that they've spun out. They have a proposal for a airdrop, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So we covered the kind of original event for this, which is the Gnosis Safe product spinning out of the Gnosis DAO to form their own DAO and just focus on building out Gnosis Safe, which is, one of the most important, highest market fit products in crypto. And so it's happening. They said Safe is breaking out of Gnosis. When Safe DAO, when Safe token, here it is. So there's a proposal for distribution of the new Safe token. You should check it out. If you've used Gnosis Safe a lot in the past, which many people in the DAO space have, you could be eligible for an airdrop. There's a lot of details in there around like how, we talked when this originally happened, like how will the Gnosis DAO benefit and stuff like that. So it looks like a pretty solid distribution to me, and it'll be fun to see another DAO form around one of the most interesting products in the space.
Yes, who doesn't love a good airdrop? We'll see how this goes down the road. I'm not much to say here. It's pretty exciting. We've covered it in past episodes. So I'm sure we can link past episodes where we talked about the Safe spin out from Gnosis Safe, but really interesting stuff. Okay, next up, Uniswap Foundation has passed the proposal, or Uniswap DAO, sorry, I have misspoken. Uniswap DAO has passed the proposal to create the Uniswap Foundation. Here's the announcements from our friends at Bankless. This was literally announced or passed a few minutes before we started recording. So there's the announcement. Let's take a look at the proposal on Tally itself. Create the Uniswap Foundation. For 86.3 million votes and against 768.49 votes. So that is, it passed pretty easily. But something we've mentioned before is, that may not be a reflection of the community as a whole. It's like a reflection of, let's see how many addresses actually voted. 496. So, okay, it's pretty solid, but a lot of concentrated voting power.
That's pretty solid participation. Will you scroll down? Let's see if we can check out the overall participation rate. Should be down there. Yeah, so they exceeded quorum by a lot. Quorum's at 40 million, and they got 86 plus million votes, and an 8% participation rate, which sounds low, but sadly is definitely higher than a lot of other DAOs. Like if you look at Compound, their participation rates are in the low single digits. So yeah, I mean, like it's tricky because there's voting power is very concentrated in Uniswap. We've actually covered this on previous episodes. Like it's very, very, very concentrated among, certain addresses that have a ton of tokens. People meme that it's like A16Z. They do have a lot of tokens. There's also all these blockchain clubs that work with A16Z and like other VCs. So there's a lot of people with a lot of voting power that were behind this. And so kind of made it inevitable. But I also think we talked about this. It is probably going to be good for the Uni token holders that this foundation exists, because it will be a group that sort of has delegated responsibility to like actually make stuff happen in the DAO. And one of the biggest challenges with the Uniswap DAO is they don't really do anything. Like they have this massive treasury, but they haven't really deployed it in any sort of productive way. So hopefully this foundation will help help the DAO, help activate the DAO a little bit going forward.
Yeah, we're taking a look at, who voted for this, and we have a bunch of, DAO Talk alum. We have Llama, or Shreyas from Llama, Monet Supply, who writes the Tally newsletter, GFX Labs, Getty, Consensus, who helped
Consensus
run
in the mix,
DAO NYC. So yeah, I think I agree, and I think the community agrees. Like this, this will be, good. I mean, there's always going to be criticisms. Hey, look at that. Denison voted for it.
Ooh, look at Denison coming in with his whale votes. 300 uni. Hell
that's
yeah.
right, baby.
He's in the mix. Good for Denison. He snuck this in while he's in Prague. That's dope.
Yeah, dope. I did not expect to see his name there, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I think it's it's a net good. I can't confidently say one thing or another around like what I think is going to happen. There's been a lot of FUD around it, but I think there's FUD around literally anything that ever gets proposed ever in the DAO space right now, which is something I've talked about ad nauseum, is like, stop fucking shitting on stuff without creating solutions. Like something I like about you, Frizz, is when you tweet, you don't hold back, but also you provide, actionable solutions that, are going to create a better space and better action. So I appreciate that from you. I don't know if you have anything to touch on with that.
Tommy with the strong words for the FUDsters. I like it. Yeah. I mean, the Uniswap DAO has a lot of problems. This is not going to solve all of them, but it's something, and it's just always good to see proposals happen, the discussion occur. And like I said, I think this will be a step forward for the DAO. It will allow them to get more stuff done, which is good. But hopefully we'll see. Yeah, this won't be the last, proposal for trying to improve the Uniswap DAO going forward.
And I FUD too sometimes. We all FUD, but a lot of times I keep it in my head because a good way to practice self-control is just tweet it, but don't press send. And if you take 10 seconds to think about it before you tweet it, then press send. Something I know Frisson doesn't do is that, but I think he's fine because a lot of the times the things he's tweeting, like I said, are, from good intentions and are trying to help the space move forward. So talking about moving forward onto something to, I know we're going to get Frisson a little riled up, is the TribeDAO unwind. Give us a little bit of a history about this. We've talked about Faye and TribeDAO in the past. We've had them on the podcast. So we're coming from a pretty unbiased perspective. I don't think either of us are financially involved here. No disclosures. I mean, the only disclosure is that we have interviewed two of the engineers on the pod, DAO Talk interview. So go listen to that. But something that's a little disappointing is they're unwinding the entire project, and there is some drama that comes along with that, of course. But what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, for sure. So Faye is a stablecoin protocol, and then they actually merged with a permissionless bar lend protocol called Rari to form TribeDAO. I don't know exactly how long it was ago, maybe 6 months, maybe 4 months, something like that. And they were very ambitious. These founders are very young, and they saw a path, which I think is definitely a trend in DeFi, where there's more integration happening. So like Aave launched this stablecoin, right? You're seeing Uniswap trying to get into NFTs, etc. And so they're like, maybe we can form some kind of like, permissionless bank, right? Where people can get our stablecoin services and our permissionless borrow lend, and we'll build more products. And then we can be like services to individuals and also DAOs. And it was all very exciting at the time. It was like a very contentious and exciting DAO proposal. It passed, they merged, and now, unfortunately, basically everyone involved in the product is bowing out. They face a lot of challenges. I think it's a real bummer. Like, I think they're both good products, Faye and Rari. I think their vision was good, and I think, like, just to be brutally honest, like, this feels like they're basically giving up to me. Now, I can't imagine being a DeFi founder, honestly. Like, it sounds incredibly stressful. There's no way I would have been able to handle it when I was younger. Like, I just wouldn't. Like, I would have had a complete meltdown, just to be like totally fair. But at the same time, like, this is really disappointing to me. Just like, I think these are good products. Like, there are obviously a lot of like, there was a lot of signals sent to the community that they were going to be building aggressively, and now we're calling it a day. So this is going to play out in TribeDAO. They already passed a proposal this week that it basically like sets this up. So like, this isn't the proposal to actually unwind Faye Labs. It like makes some changes that make that sort of possible. But it passed this week, and so we'll see more on this going forward. There's a lot of debate about how this unwind should play out, particularly how as it intersects with another contentious TribeDAO decision that was recently made not to refund users who are in the Rari hack that occurred last year. So it's kind of like the way I think it's proposed right now, they're going to unwind it and without ever doing that reimbursement, which I think a lot of people are very disappointed by. And in general, I think there's a few contentious issues. Like, there's they were like very active protocols. And so there's a lot of users and also a lot of other DAOs that were involved with them who have opinions about how this wind down should be occurring. But like, I guess, I don't know, for me, I'll just give my 2 cents. Like, I just think it's disappointing that the wind down is happening at all. Like, why can't we find a buyer? Why can't we like incentivize these teams to keep going? Because like, I think they had a lot of traction, and this feels very wasteful to me. But that's just me.
I feel like and this is going to play out like you said, but I feel like there's just something we don't understand or know that's not being said. And I think because they are very young, that's going to come out eventually in some way or another. And I think someone internally maybe gets fucked over, and then they do like a tell-all or something. I don't know. This feels very gossipy, but then again, like, I feel like all of DeFi is just like a bunch of gossip. So it'll play out over time. Looking at the proposal, like we just talked about, the Uniswap proposal had 8%. This proposal to return unvested tokens for the wind down has, 2% participation. It did reach quorum, but a lot less involvement. It all just feels very like, I don't know. It just feels weird and gross. And I'm interested to see how it plays out. Again, I'm not vested in it at all, but I just don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. And to be clear, this proposal is just like an operational kind of first step. I would expect to see much higher participation than 2% when this actually goes down on chain, which I'm kind of looking forward to. But yeah, I agree. It's just not good, man. Like, announcing a merger and then unwinding both projects within 6 months is not good. It's not a good look. Yeah, it's sad. And yeah, I think that's actually been the hardest part. This has both of the hard things about this bear market. One hard thing is just like builders leaving / giving up. And then the other one is users losing funds. there's been a lot of that, which is super sad. But it's part of the journey.
Yeah, not much else to say there. We'll see how that plays out. But let's move right along into some big proposals that happened on the Tally end. We'll talk about Content Guild first.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So
yeah, lay it on us, Tommy. This is super dope. You made this video. I'm super excited for it.
So we released a tutorial this week. In my opinion, and I've been pretty vocal about this, it is arguably the best piece of content we've ever put out, and the fact that it's free is pretty awesome. It's a tutorial about how to build an NFT DAO from scratch, from literally nothing to, I mean, you could have a picture of the sky. You don't even need art. Like if you want to make art, you can, but like we did, but you don't need it. Creating an NFT DAO from start to finish to fully functioning, with voting power, with governance, with a governor contract, with an ERC 721 contract for NFTs that can be listed on OpenSea, bought, sold, token gated with Discord, all of the things we talked about, Guild, jokeDAO, etc. And we are, well, we've talked about Content Guild in the past. This is what we've been doing in the past weeks, building this Content Guild DAO. And now you have a video about how we have done it step by step. I think the video itself is around 51 minutes, and it's pretty jam-packed with information. There's not a lot of filler there. It is Dennison running you through each and every step and everything you could possibly run into. It is time-stamped. We can take a look at it right here. Let's look at the actual thing.
This is like a virtuoso performance from Dennison. He's just like so experienced with all parts of DAO building that he literally, like, he whipped this together live. Like we were on the call. It's insane. Total beast mode. But I'm so stoked. Like I'm trying to learn Solidity and become a DAO builder myself. And I'm literally just going to do this soon, frisson DAO.
Yeah, this is giving you the keys to build whatever you want to build. One thing I would say is okay, well, I have the keys now to build a DAO, but it's still kind of intimidating. It also is showing you like something I learned from this, because this is kind of how I learned how to do it. It's not super intimidating. It's there's a little bit of a technical barrier, right? But everything has been made so easy, from like Remix to Replit to Contract Wizards. Like there's a lot of just plug and play, and if you can understand how it works and understand what you have to type and where to go, it's very, very, very simple. And this is the video that kind of the first one I've seen that puts it all together in one spot. And then eventually the end state is, you put that on Tally and you're able to propose and start functioning and using the DAO as you want it to be used. And that flows right into, what we've been doing with Content Guild, which is paying creators to create DAO content. And there's not much to say here other than it's going very well. I think in the past 3 weeks, maybe even less, we've paid over like $7,000 out to individual creators for articles on the Tally blog. Currently, it is just, that's how Tally is funding our content efforts. But today we had our first off-chain proposal from someone not related to Tally. So they submitted an idea for an article and it was passed, and pretty exciting. And if you have an idea or for something like that, go ahead and submit, and you know, who knows, you might find yourself $500 richer at the end of it.
Hell yeah. Content Guild momentum continues. We released the video of making Content Guild live. And then, yeah, like Tommy said, we had our first external proposal from someone who just wants to write for Content Guild. He's a friend. I sent him a Loom video about how to submit the proposal, but he did it. So to Cowboy, he's great. And he's involved in some DAOs on Solana. And there's like, Solana is definitely still building. The ecosystem is, and there's definitely some interesting DAO stuff happening on there. But we're more focused, like have historically been more focused in the Ethereum ecosystem on Tally, and so he's proposing kind of just like a deep dive into what's happening in the DAO-wise in Solana, which I think I personally am going to vote for funding this because I kind of want to know. Like, I don't use Solana, and I want that. I just like want to know what's happening there and what we can learn. So we'll see if it passes. But I think he's got a good shot because Frission's in his corner, and I'm a whale. I got one voting NFT, so yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah, it's a good proof of concept that, the content DAO itself is going to work. And right now, currently it's just Tally funding it, but the goal is to eventually, create a much more robust ecosystem where, different DAO tooling companies or sponsors or, they can pretty much create whatever content they want to create, and it'll connect funds with the people that are experts in that area, and it'll be as simple as creating a proposal, getting passed on Tally, and then you write, you get paid. There it is. So pretty exciting to see moving forward with the Content Guild. How can people get involved with that if they want to get involved, Frisson?
Yeah. Just create an off-chain proposal or I think they're called polls in the UI, but it's just an off-chain proposal on the Content Guild DAO on Tally. All you got to do, if you go to Content Guild and look in the polls section, you can just pull up this proposal and just use that as a template and submit. If you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter. I'll send you a Loom video of me doing it with some pointers. And always happy to chat about your idea, but looking forward to it.
Listen, this is going to be a clip. We got to clip this. But if back when I was in college and I was writing and I was super passionate about this, if it was as simple as I write a little bit of a sample to prove I can do this, I'd just submit it to a website, and then it's pretty much going to get approved right now because not a lot of people are connected to this. And then I'm instantly getting, $500, which is usually like rent for that month. Like, what? Like, come on. Like, you gotta hop on that. Like, we're completely removing, and the space is completely moving the barrier between like funding and creators. And, it makes no sense not to get on that if you were a writer or creator in any way. Right now it's primarily writing, but content is anything. So also, once you contribute, you will get a contributor's pass to the Content Guild. So then you'll become an actual member of the Content Guild itself, which will eventually have voting power in and of itself, and the ability to become an editor, which would give you access or give you the ability. Right now, there's just 4 of us to approve or have voting power to approve submissions, off-chain submissions on Tally. So if you get in early now, alpha right here, you can help us build the future of this DAO and the future of the DAO content space. So pretty exciting. Keep an eye out for the Discord going live soon. But the best way to get involved with that is just to contribute, because we reward the contributors. So anything else you want to say on that before we go to meme of the week?
No, let's do it.
All right. Meme of the week is Frisson. I don't think you've seen this yet, but it's pretty relevant to what Frisson's been doing this week. He's been doing a lot of building and a lot of deep on-chain research. And last night he tweeted that he is a guild dev because he figured out tell him what happened last night with guild.
I'm just trying to learn how to do basic technical things. And I couldn't guild. I needed all the wallet addresses of the people who joined the DAO Talk Guild to submit as a guest on the jokeDAO contest, and the UI doesn't show you the whole wallet address. And so I used Chrome Dev Tools to find a place that they were, posting the wallet addresses somewhere, and found them in there. And I was like, wow, I'm basically a genius. So excited. I like to post my dubs on Twitter, no matter how insignificant they are.
Exactly. Shameless in every way. All right. Here's the meme of the week. Caption. POV. You're minting directly from contract for the first time. And if you haven't seen this video, it's a video of a guy making crab legs or something in a pot, and he throws it in and then it explodes. Oh, it's fries. That's very true. Have you minted directly from contract before?
I have. Yeah. One time I did it. There's this weird NFT project on Arbitrum that happened like right after Arbitrum launched called RB Monkeys. And I should go see if there's any value to them. I have so much random shit on chain that could be worth money that I like literally just forgot about that until right now. But yeah, I minted it directly from like the Arbiscan Explorer. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, just give me another month. I'll be like Vitalik.
It's pretty like, it's scary, just like this meme, but it's very powerful once you understand how the chain's actually working. And we've talked a lot about like ETH staking and running your home node and things like that. So yeah, this has been episode 14 of DAO Talk. Again, this is episode like 29 total, including interviews. So, it's been a minute, and we're going to keep, get involved with DAO Talk, get involved with Tally. We look forward to seeing you next week and seeing you on Twitter and Discord and everywhere else. So, Frisson, it's been an honor.
When episode 69? Let's do this.
That would be what, like a year and a half from now, right?
No.
No, a year.
We'll get there sooner. Don't worry.
Oh, when daily DAO Talk. All right. Cool. Well, see you next week. Peace.